And how your brain is wired is how you learn. And as coaches, as teachers, obviously it's our responsibility to see and know how to best teach our kids. But the one thing that I wanted to talk about just for a couple of more minutes, in what we're going through during this pandemic, during this virus, during COVID-19, whatever words you guys have been using in your homes, one thing that I have learned from being around my children so much is not necessarily how they learn. I had an idea what that was, but what I've learned is how can I love them better? And I've spent a lot of time with my family, as I'm assuming you guys have. I've spent more time at home over the last 65 days than I have in my entire life as an adult or as a child. And all of us are having to find creative ways to connect with our players, connect with our children, connect with our spouse. And I think one thing that I am trying to be very aware of and cognizant of is not just how they learn. I want to be responsible for loving them in a language that they understand. And I think I've been doing 3 journals. One journal, this is what I'm learning from the virus. Just all the different things that are specific to me. It has nothing to do with what my wife thinks, what the news says, what Twitter says. What am I learning? Because I want to make sure that I'm receiving what I need to process. And then another journal, because of what I'm learning, what changes do I need to make as a leader, as a coach? And then the third journal, what is it that I'm learning that needs to change me as a spouse and as a father? And I think what it's made me do is ask, what if, 10 different times a day. And here's what I'm saying by that. I'll give you an example. What if we don't have a basketball season this year? What if school doesn't start in the fall? What if school is every other day? What if all of those scenarios? And the reason why I think it's important for us in the chairs that we sit in to ask what if is the people that I think will be the most successful, organizations, the teams, the programs that will be most successful on the other side of this, whenever the other side is, are those that ask what if questions more often. Because when you begin to ask what if, all of us, our brains are wired differently, and so we're going to process that information differently. But so are the players on our team. And why this is unique, and none of us have ever been through it, what's happening at your house is most likely not happening at your player's house. And so how we ask what if as leaders, it's not just how they learn and how we can help them during this time. It's also how we can love them better, because one of my what if questions on the backside of this as all of this unfolds is, I'm not worried about the physical part. Yes, they're out of shape, they're deconditioned. I'm not even worried about the mental part, the home learning, the Zoom learning, the things that have been going on, the virtual stuff. They'll get back in a rhythm with that. I'm worried about the emotional trauma that has occurred in many of our players' lives and how we, as the adults, are going to find ways to help heal them, to help them learn, to help them process all that has transpired